The man in the next room. I've always been an observer. Quiet, unobtrusive, the type of person you'd forget was in the room. My life was predictable. Wake up, go to work, come home, and sit alone in my little apartment. Loneliness? It wasn't something I admitted, even to myself. Then the man in the next room moved in. His name was Victor. I learned that much the day I saw him unloading boxes, his lean frame and tired eyes a mirror of my own. "Need a hand?" I asked, surprising myself. He looked at me, hesitant, and then nodded. "Thanks. I'm Victor." We didn't talk much that day, just enough to know he was new to the city and trying to start fresh. Something about the way he said it made me wonder what he was running from. Over the next few weeks, we grew familiar. Not friends exactly, but we exchanged nods in the hallway, small talk about the weather. Sometimes I heard him through the thin walls. Footsteps pacing late into the night, muffled conversations I assumed were phone calls. One night, I heard something different. Yes, it started with a sharp thud, then a low, guttural groan. I froze, my fork halfway to my mouth. The sound came again, louder this time, followed by a crash. My heart raced as I stood up, pressing my ear to the wall. "Victor?" I called out, my voice trembling. No response. I debated calling the police, but something held me back. Instead, I grabbed my phone and knocked on his door. "Victor, are you okay?" The silence that followed was unbearable. I was about to leave when the door creaked open. Victor stood there, his face pale, his shirt stained with something dark. "I need your help," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. "What happened?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "Please, just come in." Every instinct screamed at me to leave, but curiosity and concern won out. Inside, his apartment was dimly lit, the air heavy with the smell of iron. On the floor lay a man I didn't recognize, his body motionless, blood pooling around him. Ugh, my breath caught. "Victor, what did you do?" "It was an accident," he said, his hands trembling. "He came after me. I didn't mean to." My mind raced. "We need to call the police." "No!" His shout startled me. "You don't understand. If they come, I'm done. I can't go back to prison." "Prison?" I stumbled back, the weight of his words pressing down on me. "Please," he said, his voice breaking. "I've been trying to stay clean, to start over. But he found me. He was from my past. He wanted to drag me back into it." I stared at him, torn between fear and sympathy. The desperation in his eyes was undeniable. "What do you expect me to do?" I asked. "Help me move him," he said, his voice hollow. "Just help me." I didn't respond right away. The logical part of me screamed to run, to call the cops, to save myself. But another part, the part that saw the raw humanity in his panic, hesitated. "Victor," my voice wavered. "This isn't the way." His shoulders slumped, and he sank to the floor, burying his face in his hands. "I didn't want this," he whispered. "I just wanted a chance, just one chance." I stood there, torn between my own fear and the fragile thread of connection we'd built. Slowly, I reached for my phone and dialed. Let. When the police arrived, Victor didn't resist. He just looked at me with a sad smile and said, "Thanks for not running." That night, as I sat alone in my apartment, the loneliness felt heavier than ever. But it wasn't just mine anymore. It was Victor's too. His story stayed with me, a reminder of how fragile life can be and how close we all are to the edge.
That's it for today, guys. You can submit your horror experiences and stories through the comment section. Please like this video, and also make sure to subscribe the channel. It'll motivate me. See you guys in another one. Peace out.